Today, fellow journeyer, we're immersed in a world urging us to strive harder, accelerate, and relentlessly pursue our ambitions. Society often dictates that triumph is reserved for those who deplete themselves, chasing their aspirations. But what if ancient Stoic philosophy revealed an entirely different truth? What if the key to attracting everything you wish for isn't frantic effort, but the profound tranquility of surrender? Marcus Aurelius, Rome's most influential leader, penned in his private writings, "Confine yourself to the present." He grasped that when we cease resisting life's current and instead harmonize with its flow, extraordinary events begin to unfold. The Stoics weren't idle dreamers. They were conquerors through insight, not brute force. Consider water for a moment. It doesn't contend with the stones in its path. Instead, it navigates around, over, and through them, eventually sculpting the very landscape. This illustrates the potency of calm intent, the capacity to gently hold your aspirations while trusting life's inherent order to bring them to fruition. When you're perpetually anxious about your objectives, gripping outcomes so tightly your knuckles whiten, you inadvertently repel the very things you covet most. Worry fosters resistance, which in turn obstructs the flow of abundance into your existence. The Stoics understood that our desperation frequently becomes the chief impediment between us and our aspirations. But here's the beautiful part. When you genuinely ease into your desires, aligning with the natural rhythm of being, you become a magnet for possibilities. You start perceiving doors that were always open yet hidden to your stressed mind. You begin drawing in the right individuals, circumstances, and resources, not through coercion, but through a quiet self-assurance that signals to the universe your readiness to receive. This isn't about idleness or abandoning your dreams. It's about discerning the distinction between seamless action and exhausting struggle. It's about learning to sow seeds with purpose and then trusting the earth, the rain, and the sun to perform their roles. The Stoics term this amor fati, love of fate, the deep acceptance that everything unfolds precisely as it should. Today, I'm unveiling 10 profound Stoic principles that will revolutionize your approach to manifestation. These are more than mere concepts. They are practical insights, validated by millennia of human experience. Each principle will guide you in releasing the tension that has hindered your blessings and stepping into a state of flow where wonders become commonplace. Before we delve into this transformative wisdom, please hit that like button now. It signals your readiness for change. If this resonates, type this in the comments to solidify it in your heart. When I relax, life flows to me. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe to this channel, Living Stoic, because our collective journey is just beginning. And please absorb every moment of this video. 1. The art of detached desire. Here's the paradox that baffles many. The more fiercely you crave something, the more it seems to elude you. But the Stoics made a groundbreaking discovery about human desire, one that modern psychology is only now starting to grasp. Epictetus, who journeyed from enslavement to becoming one of history's most eminent philosophers, taught, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This isn't about relinquishing your aspirations. It's about comprehending the difference between wanting something and needing it. When you need something, you cultivate desperation. When you want something while being entirely content without it, you cultivate magnetism. Consider those in your life who effortlessly attract what they desire. They aren't constantly lamenting their lacks or posting desperate affirmations online. They are the ones who cradle their desires gently, like a butterfly resting on their palm. They wish for beautiful things to materialize, but their self-worth isn't contingent on these things appearing on their timeline. This is what the Stoics called preferred indifference. Yes, you prefer success, affection, and abundance, but your inner tranquility isn't held captive by them. Your happiness isn't dictated by external circumstances. This generates a potent energy that actually draws opportunities toward you, because people, and the universe itself, are drawn to those who aren't needy. When you practice detached desire, you cease emitting desperate energy that repels what you seek. Instead, you begin operating from a position of abundance, even before physical manifestations arrive. You start making choices from confidence rather than apprehension. and confident choices almost invariably lead to superior outcomes. The enchantment occurs when you can genuinely say, I would welcome this to happen, and I am taking inspired action towards it, but I am truly okay if it doesn't unfold precisely as I envision. This isn't surrendering. This is maturing. This is recognizing that the universe frequently has something even more magnificent in store than your limited perspective can perceive. Practice this today. Hold your deepest desire in your mind. Then take a deep breath and utter, this or something better. Feel how this dissipates the pressure and unveils boundless possibilities. Let this truth permeate your being and comment if it resonates. I desire with peace, not desperation. 2. Present moment magnetism. Your mind likely resides everywhere except where your true power exists, right here, right now. Most individuals spend their days mentally dwelling in an unwritten future or rehashing an unchangeable past. But the Stoics understood a profound truth. All manifestation occurs in the present moment. And when you're not fully present, you miss the magic. Seneca wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. This isn't merely elegant philosophy, it's practical enchantment. When your consciousness is fully anchored in the present, you perceive opportunities that your scattered mind would entirely overlook. You catch the casual remark that leads to your next big breakthrough. You sense the intuitive prompting to take a different route home, where you serendipitously encounter the precise person you need. But here's what many don't grasp about presence. It's not solely about awareness, it's about energy. When you are truly present, you operate at your highest vibration. You're not burdened by the weighty energy of past regrets or future anxieties. You are pure potential. And that energy is immensely attractive to both individuals and circumstances. Consider the most magnetic people you know. They aren't constantly checking their phones or discussing what they'll someday accomplish. They are the ones who meet your gaze when you speak, who seem to possess infinite time, who make you feel like the sole person in the room. That is presence, and it is magnetic. The beautiful irony is that when you stop living for the future, you create a better future. When you stop attempting to escape this moment transforms into the launch pad for everything you've ever envisioned. Opportunities don't reside in tomorrow. They exist in the awareness you bring to today. Your breath is your anchor to the present. Each time you notice your mind drifting into what if or if only, return to your breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Observe 3 things you can see, hear, or feel right now. This isn't merely meditation. This is manifestation practice. The present moment isn't just where you exist, it's where you create. Stop residing in the waiting room of your life and step into the reality where miracles are unfolding right now. 3. The wisdom of accepted resistance. Life will present obstacles. That's not a possibility, it's a certainty. But here's what differentiates those who bring their dreams to fruition from those who remain stalled. How you engage with resistance dictates whether it becomes your adversary or your instructor. Marcus Aurelius endured plagues, conflicts, and betrayals. Yet he wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This isn't merely eloquent prose. It's the secret to transmuting every setback into a precursor for something greater. When you cease battling reality and begin to harmonize with it, resistance transforms into your most potent ally. Most people encounter an obstacle and immediately assume the universe is conspiring against them. They personalize it, become disheartened, and frequently abandon their efforts entirely. But what if every obstacle is actually the universe's way of strengthening you, enlightening you, and preparing you for what you're seeking? Consider the oyster and the pearl. The irritation of sand doesn't obliterate the oyster. It creates something exquisite and valuable. Your obstacles are not punishments. They are invitations to evolve into the person capable of handling the level of success you desire. When you accept resistance instead of resenting it, something extraordinary occurs. You stop expending energy fighting what is, and you begin utilizing that energy to navigate what is. You become like water once more, flexible, persistent, and ultimately unstoppable. This doesn't imply passivity or inaction. It means you take inspired action, instead of desperate action. You respond instead of reacting. You seek the lesson in every challenge and the opportunity in every impediment. The next time something deviates from your plan, pause and ask, how is this actually serving my highest good? What is this experience attempting to teach me? How is this fortifying me for what's ahead? Sometimes the delay is protection. Sometimes the detour leads to something superior to your initial destination. Sometimes the no you receive clears the path for a much grander yes. Trust the process, even when you cannot perceive the complete picture. The universe possesses a perspective you lack access to, and it is always working in your favor, even when it doesn't feel that way. Comment this if you're ready to thrive through difficult moments. I grow stronger through resistance, not weaker. 4. The power of inner authority. Here's a truth that will liberate you. You've been ceding your power to everyone and everything around you, and that's precisely why your manifestations feel so elusive. The Stoics discovered that true manifestation commences the moment you reclaim your inner authority and cease allowing external circumstances to dictate your internal state. Epictetus taught, no one can hurt you without your permission. This extends beyond mere emotional resilience. It's about comprehending where your genuine power resides. Every time you declare, I can't be happy until, or I'll feel successful when, you are essentially handing over the keys to your kingdom to someone or something beyond yourself. Consider how draining it is to live this way. Your mood fluctuates with others' opinions. Your confidence rises and falls with your bank balance. Your sense of worth wavers with external validation. You've transformed yourself into a marionette, and circumstances are manipulating your strings. But when you reclaim your inner authority, everything transforms. You realize that your peace, your joy, and your sense of abundance are internal decisions, not external conditions. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent to outcomes. It means you stop making outcomes responsible for your well-being. This shift cultivates incredible manifesting power because you're no longer operating from lack or neediness. When you know you can find happiness irrespective of circumstances, you make superior decisions. When you know your worth isn't determined by external validation, you present yourself more authentically. When you know your security originates from within, you take bolder risks. People can sense this inner authority, and they are drawn to it. Opportunities gravitate toward those who aren't desperately pursuing them. Success is drawn to those who don't need it to feel valuable. Start practicing this today. Before checking social media, before reviewing your finances, before seeking validation from others, check in with yourself. Ask, how do I choose to feel right now, regardless of my circumstances? Then honor that choice. Your external world will perpetually mirror your internal world. Transform the inside, and the outside has no alternative but to conform. Feel that power stirring within you. Share it in the comments. I am the author of my own experience. 5. The art of strategic non-action. This might sound paradoxical, but sometimes the most potent thing you can do is absolutely nothing. The Stoics grasped something our action-obsessed culture has forgotten. There's a profound difference between being busy and being effective, between mere movement and genuine progress, between forced action and aligned action. Lao Tzu, whose philosophy significantly influenced Stoic thought, taught, the sage does not attempt anything very big and thus achieves greatness. Sometimes your most significant breakthrough stems not from doing more, but from possessing the wisdom to do less. We exist in a culture that equates action with progress. Yet much of what we label taking action is actually anxiety in disguise. We remain busy because stillness discomforts us. We continue pushing because we fear that if we cease, everything will collapse. But this frantic energy often repels the very things we're trying to attract. Strategic non-action doesn't equate to laziness or abandoning your dreams. It means having the confidence to step back once you've done your part and trust the process to unfold. It means understanding when to sow seeds and when to allow them to germinate in darkness. It means recognizing that some things simply cannot be expedited, regardless of how intensely you desire them. Consider a master chess player. They don't make moves simply for the sake of moving pieces. They await the opportune moment, even if it entails remaining in apparent inaction while their opponent makes hasty moves. Their patience becomes their strength, and their restraint becomes their strategy. When you master the art of strategic non-action, you cease exhausting yourself with unproductive busyness that doesn't actually propel you forward. You begin to trust your intuition regarding when to act and when to wait. You discover that sometimes the universe requires space to work its magic, and your role is simply to step aside. This week, practice saying, "I don't know" when you genuinely don't know, and "I'll wait" when waiting feels appropriate. Notice how this creates room for solutions and opportunities that your forced action was inadvertently blocking. The universe rewards those who can be still enough to receive what it's endeavoring to bestow upon them. 6. Gratitude as a manifesting force. Most people perceive gratitude as merely politeness or positivity, but the Stoics comprehended something far deeper. Gratitude is, in fact, one of the most potent manifesting forces in the cosmos. When you genuinely appreciate what you already possess, you generate a magnetic field that draws greater abundance into your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, 'The people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own.'" Even in acknowledging human imperfections, he found reasons for gratitude and comprehension. Here's what transpires energetically when you practice authentic gratitude. You transition from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of fixating on what's absent, you acknowledge what's present. Instead of emitting energy of lack, you radiate energy of fullness. But this isn't about feigned positivity or pretending everything is flawless. True Stoic gratitude acknowledges reality while choosing to concentrate on what is functioning rather than what is broken. It's about discovering genuine appreciation for your challenges because they are fortifying you, for your struggles because they are imparting wisdom, for your setbacks because they are redirecting you towards something superior. When you awaken with gratitude, you commence your day in a high vibration state that attracts high vibration experiences. When you retire to bed with gratitude, you program your subconscious mind to seek out more reasons to appreciate. This creates an upward spiral where gratitude leads to more experiences worthy of gratitude. The magic isn't solely in feeling grateful, it's in expressing gratitude. Tell people how much they mean to you. Pen thank you notes for small acts of kindness. Acknowledge the beauty in everyday moments. Appreciate your body for sustaining you through life, your breath for nourishing you, your heart for its continuous beat. Gratitude transmutes what you have into enough, and enough is always the bedrock for more. When the universe observes you appreciating what you've already received, it entrusts you with greater gifts. 7. The strength of emotional sovereignty. Your emotions are not happening to you, they are being created by you. This single realization possesses enough power to transform your entire existence. Yet most individuals spend years relinquishing their emotional state to circumstances, other people, and random events beyond their control. Seneca taught, "Every new thing excites the mind, but a mind that seeks the truth turns from the new and unknown to the eternal and divine." Your emotional reactions are choices, not inevitable responses. When you grasp this, you reclaim the throne of your own experience. Consider two individuals encountering the same rejection, the same financial setback, or the same disappointment. One person crumbles and remains stuck for months. The other person fully experiences the emotion, learns from it, and uses it as fuel to create something better. The difference isn't in their circumstances, it's in their emotional sovereignty. Emotional sovereignty doesn't imply suppressing your feelings or pretending negative emotions don't exist. It means you experience your emotions fully without allowing them to pilot the vehicle of your life. You acknowledge anger without becoming destructive. You honor sadness without drowning in it. You feel fear without letting it paralyze you. This generates incredible manifesting power because your emotions are literally your creative energy. When you are in command of your emotional state, you are in command of what you are creating. When you can choose peace amidst chaos, you become a powerful attractor of peaceful circumstances. When you can discover joy regardless of your current situation, you magnetize joyful experiences. The practice is simple, yet not easy. When you experience a strong emotion, pause and ask yourself, what is this emotion attempting to convey to me? What can I learn from this? How can I constructively utilize this energy? Then make a conscious choice about how long you will remain in that emotional state and what you will do with the energy it provides. Your emotions are intended to be messengers, not masters. They are designed to furnish you with information and energy, not to control your decisions or determine your destiny. When you master your emotional world, you master your manifesting power. Declare it with confidence in the comments if you're embracing your emotional power. My emotions exist, but they do not control me. 8. The philosophy of enough. In a world constantly informing you that you require more to attain happiness, the Stoics uncovered a revolutionary secret. The sensation of enough isn't about the quantity you possess. It's about your relationship with what you have. When you master the philosophy of enough, you unlock a level of contentment and power that no external acquisition can provide. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." This didn't originate from someone unfamiliar with material success. It came from someone who possessed everything the world claimed should make him happy, yet found his deepest fulfillment in something entirely different. The philosophy of enough doesn't advocate settling for less or abandoning your dreams. It means recognizing that your happiness and sense of abundance aren't contingent on acquiring more possessions, more recognition, or more validation. It means understanding that the feeling you anticipate gaining from achieving your goals is actually accessible to you right now, in this moment, with what you already possess. Here's the paradox that alters everything. When you genuinely feel you have enough, you cease operating from desperation and begin operating from abundance. And abundance energy attracts abundant experiences. When you're not grasping for more naturally gravitates towards you. Consider the most attractive people in your life, not physically attractive, but energetically attractive. They aren't constantly lamenting their deficiencies or obsessing over what they want. They are the ones who appear genuinely content with their lives while still being excited about growth and new experiences. This contentment isn't complacency, it's confidence. It's the profound knowing that you are already whole, already valuable, already enough, regardless of what you achieve or acquire. From this foundation, you can pursue your dreams from love rather than fear, from excitement rather than desperation. Practice this before you sleep tonight. Mentally inventory everything you have to be grateful for. Your health, your relationships, your opportunities, your experiences. Feel, truly feel, how rich your life already is. This is the energy that creates miracles. Let's inundate the comments with this truth if you're done chasing and ready to receive. I am enough, and I attract from that place. 9. The courage of authentic expression. One of the most significant impediments to manifestation is living a life that isn't authentically yours. When you're perpetually striving to be who others expect you to be, when you're concealing your genuine thoughts and feelings, when you're performing roles that don't align with your soul, you generate internal resistance that obstructs the flow of your desires into reality. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself how much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does. The courage to be genuinely yourself, irrespective of others' opinions, isn't solely about personal freedom. It's about manifestation power. When you stop trying to please everyone, you start attracting people who genuinely appreciate the real you. When you stop chasing goals that aren't truly yours, you start manifesting experiences that actually fulfill you. This takes courage because authentic living means some people won't understand you. Some opportunities might not be for you, and some paths you thought you wanted might not actually align with who you're becoming. But this isn't loss. This is liberation. Your authentic self is your most powerful self because it's the only self that can create a life that truly satisfies your soul. Everything you're meant to have is attracted to the real you, not the version of you that's trying to fit in or meet others' expectations. Start today. In one conversation, tell the truth about how you really feel. In one decision, choose what you actually want rather than what you think you should want. Notice how this shifts your energy and opens up new possibilities. 10. Trust in divine timing. The final and perhaps most profound Stoic principle for manifestation is learning to trust in divine timing. The understanding that everything unfolds exactly when it's meant to, not when you think it should. This isn't passive waiting. This is active faith in the intelligence of the universe. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together." The Stoics believed in a rational, purposeful universe where everything happens for a reason, even when that reason isn't immediately clear to our limited human perspective. Your impatience is often your biggest enemy in manifestation. When you demand that things happen on your timeline, you create resistance against the natural flow of events. You miss opportunities because you're so focused on forcing one particular outcome. You reject good things because they don't look exactly like what you ordered. But when you trust divine timing, you relax into a rhythm that's much larger and wiser than your personal agenda. You understand that delays aren't denials. They're often divine protection or preparation. Sometimes you need to grow into the person who can handle what you're asking for. Sometimes the world needs to shift to create the perfect conditions for your manifestation. Think about the best things that have happened in your life. How many of them occurred exactly when you expected them to? Probably very few. Most of your greatest blessings likely came as surprises, through unexpected paths, at times when you weren't even looking for them. This doesn't mean you stop taking action or setting goals. It means you hold your goals lightly while trusting that life has a bigger plan than what you can see from your current vantage point. It means you do your part with dedication while surrendering the outcome with grace. When you trust divine timing, you stop exhausting yourself trying to control everything. You stop missing the beauty of the present moment because you're so anxious about the future. You start noticing the magic that's happening right now instead of waiting for the magic you think should happen tomorrow. The universe is always working in your favor, even when it doesn't feel that way. Your job is to align with this truth and let it carry you toward your highest good. The ancient Stoics didn't have vision boards or manifestation journals, but they understood something that modern self-help often misses. True manifestation isn't about getting what you want. It's about becoming who you need to be to receive what's meant for you. When you relax into these 10 principles, detached desire, present moment awareness, accepted resistance, inner authority, strategic non-action, gratitude, emotional sovereignty, the philosophy of enough, authentic expression, and divine timing, you stop fighting against life and start flowing with it. This isn't about giving up your dreams or lowering your standards. This is about raising your consciousness to a level where miracles become natural, where synchronicities become common, where what you need finds you instead of you chasing what you want. The Stoics knew that peace isn't the absence of challenges, it's the presence of wisdom. And wisdom applied consistently creates the conditions for everything good to flow into your life. Your manifestations are already on their way. Your job is simply to relax, trust, and become ready to receive them. Remember to like this video, share it with someone who needs this message. To seal this message and call peace into your life, comment, "I relax, I trust, and I receive." And subscribe to this channel, Living Stoic, for more life-changing wisdom. Until next time, stay stoic, stay strong, and stay open to miracles.